Back to our game here, 2-0 U.S. and Ashley Sanchez, while she might not be on the scoring summary, she certainly has been influential.
Yeah, she definitely hasn't found the back of the net yet, but Ashley Sanchez is going to become a household name. You see her here getting into the box. She's able to get an opportunity on goal. Doesn't quite have the power because she's off balance. But again, I think if she hits this one first time, instead she's looking to try and Spanstra sliding in.
The future UCLA Bruin, Ashley Sanchez from Monrovia, California, and as we mentioned in the first half, won the Golden Ball with 5 goals as one of the top scorers in the CONCACAF U-17 Women's Championship a couple of months ago, which helped the U.S. get here to Jordan and this FIFA U-17 Women's World Cup. Teams back out onto the field of play, and it looks like we are set to begin this second half. Frankie Taliaferri just waiting for the whistle to kick things off. It was her goal that opened the scoring in the 11th minute. And there's the whistle to get the second half going here inside of Prince Mohammed International Stadium. Mark Rogandino alongside 1999 World Cup winner Shannon McMillan and the rest of our Fox Sports crew as the U.S. 45 minutes away from capturing their first of what should be many over the next few weeks in this competition. Two corners for the U.S. in the opening 45 minutes, and they'll take their third of the night here in this opening minute of half number 2. Ashley Sanchez driving it in on the near post. Howell trying to keep it alive. Bodies collide around the 6, and now Alexa Spanstra will have a chance to run it down. Still plenty of numbers inside the area and knocked out for another corner.
I think you're going to see they're struggling to get the normal service on their corner kicks because there's a little bit of a lip outside out there of the extra turf, especially for Sanchez on the opposite side. And they're having a little bit of trouble getting their run up to strike the ball and get it up in the air and be a little bit more dangerous.
And it looks like Paraguay has made one substitution with Katia Martinez, the number 20, coming in here for the second half. That ball headed away by Freites. Remember, she took a knock in the first half and was slow to get up. Pinto, good skill to get through, some numbers. And the final shot ruled to be last touch by Paraguay. So 3 corners already in the opening couple of minutes of this second half for the U.S. This will be their 5th of the match upcoming.
And Pinto's another name who's definitely being heard a lot today. You're seeing she's stepping up into the attack out of the defensive midfield role. She's getting a shot off here, beating players, and she's been very involved in this attack. You like that from a defensive center mid.
Pinto, the Durham, North Carolina native, was the girls' soccer player of the year back in 2014-2015 in North Carolina. And here's Kate Wiesner again to deliver corner number 5 on the night. This one lofted in. Howell rising up to get to it, but a lot of contact right at the edge of the 6-yard box. And the whistle will go in favor of Paraguay.
And that's the service the USA is looking for on those corner kicks. You got Howell, who's strong in the air. She's a ball winner. Put the ball up there. A nice little flighted ball. Fortunately, there's a little too much contact. Howell's not able to get that great of a strike on it.
And I would say, from what we have seen in the first half from Paraguay keeper Heidi Salas, I don't think she's going to be venturing out too far to try and put her hands on some of those crosses coming in from the U.S. Pinto couldn't quite get it off of her feet quick enough right there. Germa to win it right back for the U.S. Sanchez first to get to the ball. No, excuse me, it's Wiesner first to get to the ball. Laying it off. And there's the 3rd one on the night. And the 2nd for Savannah Coleman. She just scores goal after goal. This time with her left foot to tuck it home early here in the second half and make it 3-0 for the red, white, and blue.
Outside back. She's all the way at the top of the D. She finds Kuhlman's feet. Kuhlman takes a nice touch and sees that Salas is caught out. and very calmly, great little finish. This is a professional finish there. Just slips it past the Salas, who I think got caught too far out. But again, Wiesner all the way from the left back position. She's making the final pass at the top of the D. That's huge for the U.S.
I think probably also important, Shannon, to point out where she won that ball. It was a chance for two Paraguay players to step in and win the ball about 30 yards out from their own goal, and yet it was Wiesner who was first to arrive, quicker to the ball, and then she delivers a good ball in for Savannah Coleman to capitalize for her second goal of the night.
And that comes from the decisiveness. When Pickett and Wiesner fly forward, they go with the mission. That's why they're able to go through that ball. There's a little bit of hesitancy on the part of Paraguay.
So although it's early in Group D play, the U.S. have now narrowed that goal differential gap, which we'll continually remind you of, to 2. Japan 5-0 winners against Ghana earlier today. And the U.S. with plenty of time to add to their tally here tonight against Paraguay. Sanchez, well-weighted ball. Spanstra trying to deliver a ball in. Instead, it's the follow-up opportunity for Sanchez that will go just wide.
And you see there, that's why Ashley Sanchez, she's such a great player. She's the one that played this ball out wide, and then she's crashing into the box to take a first-time chance on this. Love that work rate and that drive to get in front of the goal and take advantage of your opportunities. Just plays it a little bit off to her left, but I think that's because she got closed in by 2 Paraguayan defenders.
Sanchez, one of a number of players for this U.S. under-17 team that also has experience with the under-20s.
Yeah, she was even in with the full team in April, and she said that the speed of play and the physicality at the full team was just, there's such a gap, and she realized she has a lot of work to do, but I'll tell you what, she's certainly on her way if she keeps playing this way.
You know, all these players really technical for B.J. Snow, but I think she sticks out at the top of the list probably with a couple of other names as far as her technical skill and her vision when she's out on the field.
Absolutely. And you see when she's around the ball, good things are happening. So she's got the vision, she's got the eye for the goal. And what's interesting is the U.S. has started this half, instead of playing the ball around and being content, they're playing a lot more direct. We see a lot more balls over the top that the front runners are trying to get onto. I think they're well aware of the fact that they're sitting in second place right now in their group.
52nd minute, as we're just underway here in the second half. You know, Shannon, for Paraguay, I don't know that we've seen a change in really anything so far here to start the second half. Energy-wise, tactics-wise. A hat trick in the cards in the early going here for Savannah Coleman. No, that went into the gloves of Heidi Salas.
And I think the fact that the U.S. changed up their tactics a little bit maybe has them a little bit off balance, because Paraguay had the U.S., you know, sitting back, letting them play around the back line, and now they're coming out more direct. I think they might have adjusted and prepped to have them come out that way again. Now they're seeing a different look from the U.S., and they haven't adjusted.
Jessica Martinez, operating amongst the traffic of U.S. defenders, gets away from a couple of challenges, and it looks like Paraguay are going to have their first corner of the night.
And you see why that is just a special player for Paraguay. Jessica Martinez, she does magic on the ball. The thing is, she's running out of options. She doesn't have much movement off the ball, and she's having to do it all herself. In order to be successful, she needs some help out there.
Paraguay has had several free kick opportunities on the night to this point, but not been able to do much with it. This now their first corner. Here in the 53rd minute, lofted into the area, and Paraguay get one back. Freitas had been beaten a couple of times defensively throughout the course of the match, and she arrives first to head home Paraguay's first goal on the evening.
Just beautiful service there, and Freitas, who had one of the only goals against Venezuela in the South American Championship, gets in there. She's dangerous coming up from that back spot on set pieces like that, and you saw there, they took advantage of a set piece. This should give Paraguay some life. You see Martinez now, she's pumping her arms, she's trying to get her team back into this.
Olympia Fretes with the goal to cut it to 3-1. And we didn't get to the numbers when we began the broadcast about this U.S. team, Shannon. The fact that, yes, they've been unbeaten here in 2017 with 12 wins and 2 draws and outscored their opponents 41-10 in those matches. But you look at the number 10, they've given up goals at times, and they do right here.
Yeah, and they're definitely vulnerable, but the difference is they're already up 3-0, but they just made themselves have a little bit more work. So as you talked about, it's goal differential. Can they rebound from this? They're not used to being challenged that much. That's why it's a good game to start here before they step into Ghana and then eventually Japan. But these are all lessons. Set pieces like that, you should not give up goals. That was a matter of getting someone following their mark.
Sanchez couldn't get to it as it's pushed away by Salas. Alexis Spantra had the follow-up opportunity with Paraguay right back in defending. Here's Sanchez again, waits for the overlapping run. Out in front, Coleman cutting onto her left foot, trying to skate away from the challenge. And Paraguay get numbers back to clear this one to midfield. I don't know, I might even point a little bit of a finger at Laurel Ivory on the ball. That ball was up in the air a long time coming in for a corner, and it's inside her 6.
Agreed. I think she could have either come for that or been on her feet a little bit more, ready to bounce, but I think she got caught flat-footed.
Spantra lets the left foot go, and that one will go wide of the near post.
You see here, Spencer, great skill, a nice left-footed strike. USA's trying to respond to that goal right now and get back up on these guys because they know it comes down to the goal differential, and they're looking for the answer to get one up against Paraguay.
And so there's your scoring summary to this point. 2 for Savannah Coleman. Taliaferri opening the scoring in the 11th minute, but it's Paraguay who pull one back just a couple of moments ago through Fretes.
Again, there's Martinez. She's got the ball, and she has 4 black shirts around her. She needs to see more of the stripes and have support out there.
Fabiola Sandoval will let that run out at midfield.
The goals definitely breathe some life back into Paraguay.
Sure.
They've got a little bit more energy out there now. Can they capitalize on it?
It's not quite the 2-0 lead we always talk about in the world of soccer, but it is the 2-goal deficit. So yes, if Paraguay can use some of this life and possibly pull one more back, all of a sudden it's game on here tonight in Jordan.
Absolutely.
We'll see if it lights a little fire under the U.S. as well. Using her a little slow to get rid of the ball off of her feet. And this one will roll back to Ivory.
You see there, she didn't have any options. Bogarin had to just play that in because the U.S. is so organized and compact. She just didn't know where to go with it.
"57 minutes gone here tonight inside of Prince Mohammed International Stadium. Second ever meeting in the FIFA U-17 World Cup stage between the U.S. and Paraguay. The first meeting coming back in 2008. Oddly enough, it was the scoreline we see right now. Spanstra, good touch, and then she pushes it through. Taliaferri.
Spantra made a great overlapping run there for Taliaferri, but Taliaferri took the touches inside. I think she kept going wide and then gets cut off here and just a little push down against the Paraguayan defender. I think she kept going wide. She had Spantra, and they were off to something.
Yeah, it seems with the U.S., as we've seen so far tonight, Shannon, when they use the width, that's really when they're able to get players isolated like Ashley Sanchez or Savannah Coleman in this case to get opportunities to operate.
Absolutely. When you have those technical special players out there, you want to try to get them into space or freed up 1v1, not with numbers around them. So they're making themselves work a little bit harder than they need to.
A good turn with the ball at her feet by Fabiola Sandoval, and then she is taken down. And our first yellow card of the night. Shown, I think it's going to be Kiara Pickett.
see right here, she gets a touch past Rodriguez. She's just a little bit late timing-wise there, is able to clip her ankles, but not necessarily a bad foul at this point because she's off to the races there, but this slows the play down, allows USA to get back in shape.
Yeah, my mistake. It is Karina Rodriguez with the tackle coming in. And the yellow card shown here in the 59th minute. The corner just a short time ago delivered Paraguay's first goal of the game. And it's Martinez actually getting a glancing header on that service, but the captain for Paraguay sends it wide.
Yeah, but what I like is we're 60 minutes in now, and Paraguay, they've improved on their free kicks, their set pieces. In the beginning, they were just launching shots on goal and nothing that was going to beat Ivory. Now, they've not only gotten a goal off of it, but that was a good opportunity almost for Martinez to get it on goal. She just mishit a little bit. So they've definitely improved in the set piece area, which is huge for them because that's an opportunity for them to get another one against the USA.
Gurma onto the feet of Jalen Howell. Rodriguez. Howell. Pinto. Wiesner pushing forward from the left back spot, trying to connect with Savannah Coleman. Good 1-2, just out of the reach of Jalen Howell on the return pass.
Well, you're definitely sensing a little more confidence building for them. Instead of just hacking at long balls, they're trying to find feet now.
And all of a sudden, Paraguay connecting passes as well, and not just across the back.
Yeah, they're getting some composure out there. Great build-up for Coach Basualdo to see that they have the ability within this USA pressure to keep possession like this. Something to build off of.
Ashley Sanchez will pressure as the ball comes back for Salas. Clearly the longest string of possession in the entire night. Just past the hour mark here for Paraguay. Eventually dips out on that far sideline for a U.S. throw.
But again, those are all great things for Paraguay. Stuff to build on. Having a pocket of possession like that, now can they extend it a little bit, and can they look to find those pockets a little bit more often against a team like the USA? That's only going to help them be successful when they face Ghana and Japan down the road as well.
Ricochets off the leg of Savannah Coleman and out for a goal kick now for Salas.
USA need to take a deep breath. This is where their leadership, Ashley Sanchez, has to let them know that they're okay, calm down, and get back to possessing the ball.
And then Shannon, clearly, obviously nothing to panic about, but you are giving your opponent, in this case Paraguay, some confidence here in the second half, not just with the goal, but obviously in the run of play, they're getting some touches as well.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to give up that second goal. That's going to change the complete complexity of this game. USA's got to figure it out, get the ball back under control, and take the control of the rhythm of the game, because right now, Paraguay has it.
Bogarin bends one out to that far side. This is Sandoval. Matched up against Pickett.
We've seen this game completely flip on its head. Paraguay now has U.S. just clearing balls out with no direction really and getting some possession.
Back into possession now for the U.S. See what they can do with it. Yeah, I think you are right when you say completely flip, because now look, it's the U.S. kind of slowing the pace a little bit here.
And they almost look like they're running out of the ideas. Well, we saw that in Paraguay most of the first half. So Paraguay has settled in their confidence. Now can they sneak another one against the U.S.?
Paraguay making 2 changes to come on for the second half, with Arce as well as Martinez coming on. Ojeda and Arevalo going out. And you almost wonder if B.J. Snow might take a little page out of that book at some point here, now that we're past the hour mark, and insert some fresh legs of his own here. Maybe a little spark for the U.S. women's under-17 team.
Absolutely, because as prepared as the U.S. are, this is their first World Cup. The emotions are running high that entire first half. There has to be some fatigue setting in. But you also want to know, who can you go to on the bench that's going to be a spark and change the game for you?
Fretes, who had the Paraguay goal, wisely knocking that one down into the gloves of the goalkeeper, Heidi Salas.
You have to remember, these are teenagers out here. They haven't been in a World Cup on the USA side yet. We have a couple from Paraguay that were there, but can they handle these emotions now? Feeling that fatigue, can they count on their fitness and each other out there to pull them through this low?
Arce pushing forward, trying to play wide, and actually looked like Mino had a chance to get to it. She stopped the run just for a second, and that was enough for the ball to trickle out.
Yeah, if she kept running on that, she might have had a chance to keep it alive and potentially be in looking to get a cross off.
It was a 2-0 lead for the U.S. at halftime. Each team has now tallied 1 here in the second half, including a second on the night for Savannah Coleman, the Colorado native. This is Naomi Girma. Pickett. She was instrumental in the second goal on the night for the U.S. Spanstra directing traffic with a little reverse pass on the overlapping run. Numbers in the area. Oh, and a golden chance for Coleman to nod home her third of the night, but it goes over the bar.
We've talked about this for a while. It's Pickett, the right back, getting forward. They're attacking that space out wide. Another beautiful cross, but Coleman just misses the hat trick, heads it over the bar. But again, when they play it wide, they're having success. They have to get back to that more often.
Just as we were alluding to a moment ago, might B.J. Snow look to his bench to make a change? And the answer is yes. Tagliaferri, who opened the scoring in the 11th minute, will make way for Sophia Smith. One of 2 players that plays for Real Colorado on this roster for the U.S. under-17s.
And Sophia's someone that had success at qualifying. She had a goal as well as 4 assists. So I think BJ's looking for who's going to calm him in there and be able to set play.
We'll see tactically how it changes. And if I recall, Smith usually a player that likes to play a little bit more wide. So maybe that pushes Ashley Sanchez into a more central role permanently here underneath Savannah Coleman, and Smith occupying the left side. We'll see. Chants of USA starting to ring about here inside Prince Mohammed International Stadium. And that will be a final change on the night for Paraguay, with Jennifer Gonzalez stepping on to replace Rosa Mino. Here's Sanchez, the Cruyff movement to get away from the challenge, and then he explodes into the space here. Left-footed ball into the near post. Pickett! And she picks out the corner. It's 4-1 USA.
And you love to see a player like Pickett get rewarded with a goal. She's worked so hard and been instrumental in all of the goals to this point. And here she gets one for herself, a nice little first touch, and then composed, plays it right under and out. Flying Solace, who comes off her line. But again, Sanchez, a name we keep hearing. Nice little ball back. Beautiful first touch for Pickett. And Solace, again, gets caught coming out a little too high, a little too early.
Yeah, go back to your comment about Ashley Sanchez. Great movement there. Not only the individual skill to pull away from one defender, but then to get herself into space and just perfectly pick out the run of Kiara Pickett. And the Santa Barbara native and future Stanford Cardinal puts it into the back of the net to make it 4-1. So the 3-goal margin restored here for the U.S. and still more than 20 minutes left in regulation in the second half to see if the U.S. can add to it.
And typically you only see your defender scoring off of set pieces, and here's your right back stepping up to get a goal in the run of play. That is huge. That shows the mobility of Pickett, and she definitely deserves that. As we mentioned, she's been so involved. You'd love to see her get rewarded with getting her name on the goal sheet.
Known affectionately as Kiki by her teammates, Kiara Pickett, adding her name to the scoring summary. I don't know, something tells me, Shannon, I think we're going to see Savannah Coleman find the hat trick here tonight.
Definitely be a nice way to start off your first World Cup tournament, get a hat trick. She's definitely working hard out there, and the U.S. needs to find more goals.
Coleman had a golden chance, making a darting run to the near post, but headed it over the bar just a couple moments ago. Rihanna Pinto. There's Savannah Coleman pressuring the ball, and she comes away with it. Sophia Smith hovering around inside the 18. Ashley Sanchez shoulder-to-shoulder challenge to try and win it back for the U.S. and knocked out for a Paraguay throw. '71st minute of play. Gonzalez, one of the 3 second-half substitutes, pushing that ball forward, but right into possession for the U.S. Howe, good little change of pace to get away from the challenge. Here's Coleman. Playing it wide here for Sanchez. What's brewing here for the U.S.? Is it a fifth? No, pushed away by Paraguay. And then Katy Martinez sending it away.
Paraguay did a great job getting back and getting in the box for that, because Sanchez didn't have many options. She was wide open on the flank after a nice little ball from Kuhlman, but couldn't find someone that was open.
Savannah Coleman, another player committed to Stanford. The names as far as from this under-17 team keep coming for Paul Ratcliffe up there in the Palo Alto area. Wiesner.
I'm sure Coach Snow is going to be happy to see that although they hit a little bit of a lull, they were able to play themselves out of it, get that 4th goal, kind of take the sting out of what Paraguay was building, and now they can relax a little bit more, play out the game. But they still need to look for some more goals, because they don't want to come out of this first game sitting in second place.
Spanstra spinning at the top of the 18. Rihanna Pinto tries to hit it first time, but didn't quite get the contact she was probably looking for, so Salas with a routine save. 73rd minute here inside Prince Mohammed International Stadium down here in Jordan, one of 4 venues for this FIFA U-17 Women's World Cup. Shannon McMillan, Mark Rogandino, and the rest of our Fox Sports crew. U.S. jumping out to a 3-0 lead before Fretes would add one for Paraguay to make it 3-1. But moments ago, Kiara Pickett, the right back, adding her name to the scoring summary, and that is where we stand at 4-1 with the U.S. women's under-17 side out in front and looking to add some more here.
See there, Kuhlman struggling to get possession of the ball, the Paraguay, and they kind of just get locked up and fall over together, but it's free kick opportunity here for the USA.
Shannon, that's a facet of the game for the U.S. we haven't seen all night, playing into a quote-unquote target right there for Coleman to hold it. Everything's pretty much been facing the Paraguay goal. See if maybe they change things up as far as the rhythm here in the attack for the U.S. in this last 15-20 minutes.
Definitely, and Kuhlman's a strong player on the ball, so she's able to have both facets of that, getting faced up 1v1 as well as getting back to pressure and being able to hold the ball.
Maybe a little too far for a direct effort here for Pinto. We'll see what the U.S. has drawn up. She just touched it with her. I think she was trying to slow up Pinto and see if they could see how the Paraguay defense was going to react, but she did touch it, so she had to leave it.
Oh, that is just indecisiveness. It'll kill you. What a waste of an opportunity there. You see, she tries to hold up, but I think she takes her eye off the ball. Doesn't like what she sees, touches it. Paraguay gets away with a quick little counter there.
Although I'm not sure why the referee blew the whistle, because she didn't touch it a second time. It was just a live ball, though.
Yeah. I think it surprised everybody.
Yeah. Pressure from Paraguay, although that ball dips out over the end line before Katia Martinez can get to it. Into the final quarter of an hour of this one we go. As you see some other scores from the day coming in, including that one there. The other two teams in Group D, Japan, 5-0 winners in their opener in the group. The first ball. Savannah Coleman. Keep it in possession for a moment there for the U.S. And Paraguay sending the clearance back the other way. This is Naomi Girma defending for the U.S. And now Smith, the first substitute on the night for the U.S. And overhits that one as it'll run out for a Paraguay goal kick.
Smith did a great job to use her body and let the ball roll on that turn, but then just a little bit too heavy on that final pass. She needs to take a little bit of pace off of that so that Spanstra can get onto the end of that.
Good step in there from Pickett. Here's Smith again. Has some options available. Sanchez hovering on the back post. Instead tried to play a short ball into the feet of Savannah Coleman, but got a little too tight, a little too crowded inside the 18.
And Costa Rica's doing such a good job. She needed someone to be able to spin out and find a wide option and try to pull Paraguay out of their shape, because they're doing a really good job getting numbers central.
This is Pickett. She's got the 4th goal on the night for the U.S. Alexa Spanstra. Slow to get back up. Maybe now the chance on the counter for Paraguay. Speed from Kiara Pickett to get back goal side. Howell sitting right in the pocket to intercept and win it back here for the U.S. Now Coleman. Using the width out wide for Spanstra. Back inside for Coleman. Is there a third? Salas makes the save. This time she did not hesitate coming to cut the angle, and she timed it well.
Oh, look at this beautiful ball here from Spanstra, and Coleman. First touch just gets away with her from her a little bit. I think if she tried to strike it on goal the first touch, it might have been a goal, but beautiful through ball slipped through the seam from Spanstra.
Yes, the U.S. have 4 goals on the night so far, but I think probably one of the things that B.J. Snow might harp on when he looks at this tape, you mentioned Paraguay looking at this tape and using it as a reference point going forward, is is maybe a little bit of the execution and the final ball in the final attacking third. Would you agree?
Absolutely, especially for these younger ages. They might not realize how compact it is in there. And when you see it on film and you see that space, it's an eye-opener, and you know it's out there for the next game. And that's something that when they get wide, the USA are so dangerous. They want to keep looking to capitalize on that all day long, especially when a team like Paraguay is giving you that space.
Well, obviously why that execution is so important is because, again, goal differential will likely be a determining factor if Japan and the U.S. in this Group D ended up on the same amount of points after their 3 matches when all is said and done.
Paraguay made a little bit more of that. Smith was just running back to get in cover. She kind of threw her body into her. But, again, Paraguay looking to take advantage of set pieces. They'll take it. I think another great thing for the USA is we have names that are emerging. Kiara Pickett, what a force she's been all day. She has definitely taken advantage of this stage and setting a name for herself to move up through the teams and eventually win a spot. I mean, Jill Ellis would love a Kiara Pickett running down that right flank all day long from the right back position.
Sanchez, another name that you've called several times with her work on the ball. Obviously, Savannah Coleman with the 2 goals on the night. I think you also got to mention when you look up the spine of the team here in this first game in Group D, a player like Jalen Howell done a really good job sitting in front of those back 4, sits in the pocket really well. That system of robbing the ball from Paraguay and then giving other players like Sanchez and Coleman the opportunity to do what they do best.
And sometimes players like Howell get overlooked because they're the workhorses. They're not as flashy maybe as some of the other ones, but when you have a ball winner that helps take the pressure off of you defensively, that is such a huge, vital role, especially, like you said, down the spine of that team. And she's definitely been someone that Coach Snow has said she's very consistent, and you see she just sits in there, a little silent assassin, and breaks up all the play.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Shannon McMillan. So many years with the U.S. Women's National Team, you were the person that was receiving the ball, a Savannah Coleman or an Ashley Sanchez. Who was that ball winner, that person that would rob the ball in defensive center midfield for you when you played?
You got to go back to the great Michelle Akers. She will be one of the best forever. I mean, the way she just could care less about her body, life or limb, just throwing herself at balls like that. Foudy, who is such a great technical player and such final passes. We had so many great ball winners in there, but definitely Michelle Akers, hands down, stands out.
And she had a long career with the U.S. Women's National Team, a pioneer, a legend, if you will. Here's Sanchez, who hopes to add that to her name one day, but she'll add a goal here for the U.S. 5-1 U.S. as Ashley Sanchez tallies her first goal of the FIFA U-17 Women's World Cup.
And that's why she's been seen by the U-20s and the full team. Look at that, has space. You cannot give Ashley Sanchez the space like this. She is able to pick the ball out, bend it to that far post, beautiful ball that hits the side netting. Her head's up, she knows she's putting that on. The technique to follow through with that, Salas had no chance, and that's what makes Ashley Sanchez such a special player.
How about that for time? We're talking about some of your former 99er teammates and some of the legends that they were, and one player that probably certainly hopes to do the same with her name, Ashley Sanchez, and is on her way there, it seems, for all intents and purposes, opens her goal-scoring account here in the competition.
Yeah, and I think the thing that's going to help her succeed is she's had these experiences, and as we mentioned earlier, she's been in with the full team, and she realizes she has work to do. She doesn't think it's going to be an easy route. She's used to playing well at this level, but she knows to close the gap, she has to continue to work hard, have more physicality to her game, and the speed of play. So glimpses like this are going to help her, but she has the right attitude, which is going to get her there.
And those that know Ashley Sanchez, the Monrovia, California native, would know that it would be appropriate to say, don't sweat it, though. That's her motto. Here is Sanchez again on the ball. Spanstra sending it in. And this one pushed away. Here's Wiesner.
And there's Howell again. Just those little things. They don't stand out necessarily except to a true soccer brain, but she's vital in there for the USA.
Well, I see what you did there. True soccer brain, when I was the one that pointed out Jalen Howell and the contribution she's making. Maybe took a little knock coming in to retrieve possession for the U.S. there a moment ago.
That's something that you definitely don't want to see a player like that go down.
Maybe it was already planned. That end of the night there for Howell. looks like Leah Godfrey stepping up in between the benches.
What an opportunity for Godfrey, the youngest player out there. This is a great opportunity. The USA has the game in hand. Can we get the youngest player out there some experience? Because this is someone that we could potentially see the next cycle of the World Cup as well. So get her the experience now, because she'll be a leader for you the next time around.
Yeah, she made a late run to join this World Cup squad, earning her first 2 under-17 caps in friendly matches against Brazil and Michigan just about a month and a half ago. Just a freshman in high school down in Fleming Island, Florida. And now all of a sudden she's here in Jordan on the World Cup stage.
That means she must have done something special that last to make a late run and unseat someone. And here we see she's got that strength, that confidence to take on 1v1. This is what Coach Snow wants to see.
Fifth minute, 5-1 U.S. 4 different goal scorers on the night, highlighted by 2 from Savannah Coleman.
And they were all such beautiful goals. I think that's something that's going to be a great takeaway from this, the composure when they were in that. But yes, they still have some more cleaning up to do in that final third, because they could easily take care of more of these advantages. But beautiful, beautiful goals.
Martinez cutting back onto her right foot, lets it go, and Ivory watches that one go wide. That one, Katia Martinez, not the captain, Jessica Martinez.
And Katia a little bit frustrated. She felt like she was open, but when you have someone like Jessica Martinez at the top of the box, your best player, sets the play for this team, she's going to be selfish and look for a chance on goal.
Coleman. Spencer provides the help with the return pass, not well timed. Now Ojeda sending it forward there for Fabiola Sandoval, but that one out. So the U.S. would love to get one more, get back that goal differential number up to 5, which after this first set of games in Group D would put them level on points as well as goal differential with Japan. And remember, those 2 teams meet to wrap up Group D play 1 week from tonight.
And that'll be a game that's probably going to decide who goes through as first place and second place. So get the points while you can, because it's going to lessen your load when you're in that position down the road.
That game will be played at Amman International Stadium, the largest of the 4 venues to host this 2016 FIFA Women's Under-17 World Cup. Here's Sanchez. Usually a good sign when she gets the ball at her feet, running right at the opponent's defense. Godfrey strips it to keep it alive for a moment for the U.S. The youngster still on the ball. Coleman looking for the corner! I love it when a plan comes together. That's 3 on the night for Savannah Coleman, and it's 6-1 U.S.
What an emphatic way to get the hat trick. Just outside the 18-yard box. Another beautiful strike here. She bends the ball. No way Salas has a chance to get on that. Beautiful composure, and that just puts the exclamation mark on not only the game, but a hat trick. Great technical finish, and what a beautiful strike there from Coleman.
As I told you in the first half, she had the game winner in the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship in the final against Mexico, a 2-1 win. She finds the back of the net 3 times, and yes, a well-deserved hug from her head coach, B.J. Snow, and high fives all around. As Savannah Coleman with 3 on the night, 1 in the first half, 2 here in the second half. And the U.S. out in front, 6-1. I suppose the one blemish on the night would be giving up the Freitas goal, but still a chance to maybe add a 7th here. Here's Ashley Sanchez. She already has a goal here tonight.
But I think B.J. Snow, like you said, giving up that goal, he's going to use that as a learning lesson, that there's no time to relax and find yourself in a lull. but if you do, you've got to play your way out of it. So giving up that goal, it's definitely going to be spun as a positive for them, but they need to take care of the little things for 90 minutes and potentially more down the road.
Adrian Richardson, the forward who comes in to replace Savannah Coleman just seconds after she tallies her third and the U.S.'s sixth on the night. There's Richardson's first touch. Born in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and a future LSU collegiate player. Good hold up there from Richardson. Oh, just missed the timing with Sophia Smith.
And it's so hard to come off the bench as a sub this late in a game because there's some rhythm out there.
Stop and go. Ball goes out just before being put into the gloves of Laurel Ivory. So into the final minute of regulation here in the second half. Ashley Sanchez still pushing hard with her foot on the accelerator for the U.S. You can see in spurts, Shannon, when you look at B.J. Snow's team here, when they want to do it, when they're on the same page, it's clinical. They can put the touches together. They have really technical players that can find space, finish chances, a la Savannah Coleman. But it's those lapses that might really come back to hurt you when you play a team like Japan. You face a team like Germany or Brazil in this competition.
Absolutely, we've talked about it. This team, I don't know that you'll find a team more prepared than them, but we have to remember they're teenagers. How can they harness those emotions and keep them in check and be able to play through an entire match at this level and not let those lulls bite you and hurt you? Because you're right, against the stronger teams that are just as organized, the Germanys, the technical side of Japan, those can come back to haunt you.
Probably add a team like Spain into the conversation when you talk about those teams too. Remember, Spain was in the final and lost 2-0 to Japan in this competition 2 years ago. The allotted 2 minutes minimum of stoppage time to close out the match here tonight. And the U.S. will have a couple of days then to prepare for Ghana on Tuesday at King Abdullah International Stadium in Amman. The biggest city of the 3 host cities here in Jordan. The capital, and also the cultural center of Jordan, really is what it's known for. But you can probably speak to it, Shannon. It'll probably be 1 day of rehab, kind of getting themselves back on balance, and then B.J. Snow starting to implement tactics and game plan-wise what he wants to do against Ghana.
You got to figure the emotional side of this as well as the physical side of playing a full game. A lot of these players are going to be exhausted. Smith there with a little bit of a heavy touch through. I think she would have been better off to look to take that on goal because she just didn't have enough space to play that ball through at that pace.
By the way, I meant to say the regeneration day after rehab goal. Come on, Mark. That's the final whistle. U.S. come away with a 6-1 win in the first of many steps that they'll need here at the FIFA U-17 Women's World Cup here in Jordan. As we said, a couple of lapses here and there, but overall, I think B.J. Snow's pleased with this performance. Absolutely.
He made a statement today. They were able to play through a pocket of a little bit of a low when Paraguay took it to them, but their technical finishes, beautiful, beautiful goals to get 6 goals in your start.
Oddly enough, Savannah Coleman has the hat trick on the night, and it's her first of those 3 that comes away as your game winner. A full